Hi, I am in love with my pantry right now. Do you guys ever get those text messages from places that are trying to tell you what to have for dinner? Like, oh, don't forget, it's pizza night. That happened to me today. Domino's or Pizza Hut, I can't remember. Don't get me wrong, I like pizza from all those places, especially if you haven't had it. Domino's Philly cheesesteak pizza. If you know, you know. Anyway, I got one of those today, and I thought, pizza sounds good, but I am not spending 50 bucks on pizza. It's at least 50 bucks every time we order because we have to order like 3 or 4 kinds of pizzas, and somebody wants some soda, and somebody wants some wings, and somebody wants some chocolate lava cakes. Like, I'm not doing that. That's stupid. So today when I got that and pizza sounded good, I knew what I had in my pantry, which, remember, I include my refrigerator and freezer in my pantry. It's all in my food store. So I went to my basement, I opened up my freezer, and I had 2 loaves of Italian bread that had been on the sale rack. I kid you not, they were 81 cents. I grabbed them and I had thrown them in my freezer. So I took those out, split them down the middle, turned those into some buttery garlic bread in the oven so that they were a little crispy and tasty, and the sauce, when I turn them into pizza, isn't going to soak into that bread and make it soggy. So nice toasty garlic bread to start with. And then I popped a couple of cans of tomatoes. I had some fresh basil from my garden, chopped up some garlic, some Italian seasoning, a little bit of red pepper flakes because we like things slightly spicy. Throw all that in the tomatoes while the bread's toasting in the oven. I'm making this little quick tomato sauce, and then I'm going to top it with the sauce and some pepperonis that I had in the freezer and some shredded mozzarella cheese that I had free. I just made dinner tonight from everything that was in my pantry and didn't have to buy anything. Now, if it was big pizza night and we were going to have all the toppings and all the things, I would have had to go get some stuff. We don't have any olives in the house. We don't have any mushrooms in the house. There's no sausage, like all the other toppings, so you may have to do something like that. But for pepperoni and cheese on garlic bread pizza for free, not free, I mean, I had to buy it at one point, but I didn't have to buy it today. It was already in my pantry, so free pizza night. Have a good night. Make some pepperoni and cheese pizza bread with me. Preheat your oven to 500. I found some on sale loaves of Italian bread, 2 loaves. I split them right down the middle. This is going to make 4 large pizzas. You could make different toppings if you wanted, but just cut them in half lengthwise. You'll open them up, and then we are going to turn these into garlic bread. I placed them on a sheet pan covered in parchment paper. I took a measuring cup and melted some butter, some olive oil, and some garlic together. And then we're going to brush that onto the soft bread. I want to brush it all the way over to the edges. I added a little bit of Italian seasoning on the top. Then we're going to put it in our oven to warm the bread. And then we're going to switch it from bake to broil so that we can get the top of the bread a little bit crispy, so that when we add our pizza sauce, it doesn't make our crust soggy. This is now turned bubbly and golden brown. Now we're going to make our sauce, which I used a large can of crushed tomatoes and a small can of diced tomatoes. Put those in a small sauce pot. We're going to season them ourselves. I have some chopped garlic, some Italian seasoning, some crushed red pepper, and some basil from my garden. You're just going to take those seasonings, dump them straight into your tomatoes, and make a quick, simple tomato sauce. Stir that together well and bring it to a simmer. When the bread comes out of the oven and the sauce is warm, you're going to spread it evenly over all of the bread. And then the toppings that I chose was what I have on hand, which was classic pepperoni and cheese. So a layer of pepperoni goes down right against the sauce, some mozzarella cheese on top of that, and then a little layer of pepperoni on the top. I then put them back in the oven under a low broil so that we could get that nice bubbly hot cheese on the top. Sliced each one into 4 or 5 pizzas, 4 or 5 pieces, and made a large platter full of pepperoni bread. Enjoy. Okay, just a couple of last minute things on there. We tend to have pizza night on Friday, usually once a week. Friday night, it's pizza night. It doesn't have to be pizza. It can just be pizza themed, pizza inspired. We can have pizza pasta. We can have pizza roll-ups. We could have pizza subs. We could order pizza. We can make our own pizza, all sorts of things. With this particular one, I happen to have pepperoni and cheese at home, and that's what I had, so that's what I made. But if you had lots of toppings, each one of those 4 pizzas could be a different flavor. I mean, you could beat a crowd with that. We have all eaten, and I've got leftovers in the refrigerator right now for anybody who wants a late night snack or pizza for breakfast in the morning or for lunch tomorrow. We're good to go. Also, I made sauce because I like the tomatoes and because I have basil coming off in my garden. But if you have a jar of pizza sauce, or you prefer the white sauce, or you just wanted to put it straight onto the garlic bread, go for it. Pesto is one of my favorite. You can make your own. You can get it in a jar. Any sauce you want. Like, the world's your oyster when it comes to pizza and flavors. I don't ever want you to feel like one of my recipes is a recipe. I want you to feel like it's just a method. It's an idea of a way to do things, and then I want you to take it, make it your own. With methods and understanding the why and understanding how things work and how to cook them, that's where your creativity of your own taste and your own preferences can blossom. If it's hard and rigid and you have to do things a certain way, creativity dies. And it's culinary arts. You're supposed to be creative. You're supposed to get in there and mix things up and find new ways to do things. So I encourage you to do that. And then lastly, I just wanted to touch on the difference between baking in your oven and broiling in your oven. A standard oven just cooks with heat in the box all the way around, and it's a slow heat and it cooks. Broiling, though, I had a conversation with someone recently who didn't understand what the broil feature was in their oven. Think of it like an upside down barbecue grill. When you're grilling, that lower level surface where the coals or the gas is blazing hot, and there's no other heat around it. It's just open to the wide world. In an oven, broil is the same feature. It's just upside down. You have this blazing hot burner at the top of the oven, and you can move that rack up as close as you want, and you can turn the broiler to high or low. When you do that, you're going to get a crisp crust. You're going to broil your cheese. You can crisp up your sugar on the top of things. That's what the broil feature is for. It's heat that's substantial, and it's from one area of the oven, and it's the top of the oven, and then you move your food as close to it as you want to get. So when I did the pizza bread, just the bread part, I heated it first so that the bread was nice and warm, and then I broiled it to get that top crusty and toasty. And then after we got all the toppings on, I put it under the broiler again. That oven was already 500 degrees because I had already set it to bake at 500. It wasn't a cold oven with just the broiler on. So we throw that pizza in there, put it under the broiler, and that broiler just singes that cheese on the top. And you get that nice bubbly, crispy edges, which is what we wanted. So I hope that explains some things for you. Have a good night.